on because it's time for business.
Let us begin. Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Plenty of time left. How's the match going to play out? Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Checks with the projectile. Oh! Gets the jump in. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Burnout is triggered. And the throw ends the round. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Takes the chance to hurt him. Jumps in. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with Fireball. Genius read. Anything off the smash? Barely blocks the jump in. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. What's the next move? Player 1 has a slight drive rush to keep it going. What'll happen here? Butt smash! Manages to block the jump in attack. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with the chance to score big here. Player 1 was looking to impress with this super. The super hits and this looks like it's gonna kill. There it is! They knew it'd be enough. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Rushes down the opponent to impose their will. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. The match just started. Drops him hard. Still slugging it out at this range. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Jumps! Throws him. Oh, here we go. Comes crashing down. Player 2 can't use drive anymore. Connects with the throw. Player 2 can't let them deny. He's cool and knocks them out. Okay, the overhead deny imposes their will spectacularly for the win.
Honda wins.
Player 2 faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Drive rush. Gets in their face. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Starts with a jump in. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Knockdown. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Very solid corner switch. Takes a trip. Low heavy hits. Nick ends with the projectile. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Lands the forward throw. The corner pressure continues. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Blocks it. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Pokes with a medium kick. Spirits are lifted. They both have full drive gauges to work with. A quick breather. Checks with a medium kick. Barely blocks the jump in. 100-hand slap. What'll happen here? Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Their burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Their drive rush to keep it going. Sets up with the jump in. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this. Connects with the throw. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player 1 can't afford mistakes. Anticipated that throw. This is a critical move. Absolutely flatlines them. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
All the throw connects. Comes the overhead denied. Medium kick hits. Oh my god, what a throw set. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Presses for a reaction with a fire. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? The low kick hits. The move over levels them. Can they use their drive to stage a comeback? Here comes the corner pressure. Knew the throw was coming. Sets up with the jump in. Uses their drive gauge. Flatlines them. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps in. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Almost had it, but it gets blocked. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Good anti-air. Neither fighter can force the other to give up even an inch. Blocks the jump in. No good up high. The super armor does its job. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Well-timed corners. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Still very early in the round. Can't tech the throw? Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Jumps up. What's the next move? Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Barely blocks the jump in. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Do they have enough drive gauge? Blocks it. Goes for the jump in. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Jump. A quick breather. From upstairs. Scrapping it out up close. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Not much luck. Drive impact misses. Noticeable life. There's a drive impact. All in with a rush. Turns out. Dashes out the cage right there. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. Closes it out. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Still very early in the round. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Deftly shuts out the jump in. Battle of egos on display here as neither fighter wants to give up any ground. Plays on the pressure with the projectile. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Blocks the jump in. There's a corner switch. Absorbs the attack and fires back. And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Reacts to the throw. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Taking stock. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Drive rush. Gets in their face. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Jumps in. Oh, easy tech. Gets him. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes for the jump in to start. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Solid throw tech. Gets the jump in. Player 1 has a slight life. Throws a fireball. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Jumps up. Genius read. Goes air to air and takes their turn. Good old slaps. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Both fighters planning something? Sneaks in above. Still slugging it out at this range. Jumps in. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Barely anticipated that throw. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Somehow manages to block the jump-in. Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's it gonna be? Can this drive bring them back? Loads up above? What now? Here comes the corner pressure. Wall splat into the guard for flatline zone.
That was catch as catch can as you're gonna get in a fight. They're still at it. No one's willing to step away from a rematch.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? What are these fighters thinking now? Who's it gonna be? Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Nails the anti-air. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Who will gain control of the match in the early going. Gets the combo. Oh, burnout triggered. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Zones with the fireball. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Blocks the cross-up. Good read. Connects with medium kick. Jumps up. Barely blocks the jump in. Hits him with a stop and pop. All in with a rush. Chops off the tank and scores the win. Player 1